Hello and welcome to session 5 of Fragment of Remains. How's everyone doing this week?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good week so far.
It's good.
Too early to tell, it feels like, for you guys.
This is my Saturday, so I'm good.
It's been a very great week for me.
Yeah, so far so good.
Well, good. Well, without further ado, is everyone ready to get into tonight's game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we last left off on March 25th, year 1101, as we neared 11 a.m. as the wind whistled, blowing the snow up from the ground, whipping it about, dancing through the air quite elegantly. Each of you began looking through the crates and examining the vanquished creatures, gaining a lot of goods and also learning some new interesting facts about these creatures as well. Modar learns that the bluish goop that came from in the creature's glands can be extracted and potentially used for some other purposes, while Togo finds a white tab with a bit of blood upon it from the Snowhair Guild, indicating this shipment of goods is meant for Dury, the leader of the Order of Light. Most important item found amongst these wares is a glove-like object with some parchment gathered from the dead. You are able to determine this object is known as the Explosive Support Processor Doodad. Each of you eventually land on the idea of transporting all these goods. The only good idea is to transport these goods is to stack all the crates on one cart and work together to push and pull the loaded cart. Sanashi has another idea, though, not wishing to work as hard, taking a walk. But during this time, Elista begins to shake. Valencia even falls to the ground from the commotion. And Danashi finally makes her way back, unsuccessful with her hunt. As each of you push and pull the strenuous day, it's finally time to set camp. Zanashi had come up with the idea earlier to find a beast of burden, and this time on going out for the night, she is successful and finds a moose. After a night of rest, the morning of March 26th, each of you wake up and enjoy a meal before Zanashi attempts to harness the moose to the cart, running into a tad of trouble. Togo tries to assist, but runs into similar issues, but after a bit of time and critically thinking of how to accomplish this task, the moose is secured to the cart with the rope and is ready to pull. Eventually, once you make your way to the forest edge just east of the ice lookout, you find a nice snowbank and to set the tent, blocking the wind for the night. That night, during Zanashi's watch, a crackle is heard from the forest of a medium-sized creature. Shadowy figure, quite unsure of what she saw, begins making its way away from camp, while the rest of the night is very quiet. The next morning, you will each continue on making your way through the forest, and as you find an opening halfway through the forest, through the tops of the canopy, you can see the tower. Continuing on more and more of the tower is revealed, and a caw is heard from above, and a bird-like creature is noticed flying from the tower's location down to the southern parts of the forest. But finally, you all make it out of the forest, and you can see the tower in a bit of disarray, accompanied by the smell of death and rot. Alencia and Togo go look inside, and once getting closer to the wooden door, which is covered in scratches and dried blood, it is noticed slamming against the stone frame, and once making their ways fully inside, noticing the bodies of the dead that look to have been desecrated. Alencia and Togo investigate for a bit of time, eventually being joined by Zanashi and Modar. But as we continue our game, it's March 27th, nearing 1 p.m. After each of you all spent a few moments inside, you each know the hatch above to be trapped with a spell, and you all are beginning to think of what to do next.
I hate to suggest this, but we're running out of options here, and it's quite dangerous. But if we have one of those explosive devices, we can put it next to the hatch.
I mean, I'm all for big explosion things, but here's a question that I don't know if this occurred to you. Do we want to know what's up there?
Yes.
And that is because
Either for justice or for helping.
Well, I would, at the very least, this seems to be barred from the other side with the trap. These individuals, at first, we thought they may have been attacked, but it looks like they turned on themselves, just like Zanashi did from that spell. This spell is beyond my capability of breaking. If somebody has something to try and uh, open that door, we can. But other than that, we probably should be on our way.
Well, dispelling it is out of the question. But perhaps we could force it open. If it doesn't work, I'm sorry if I
if we're
wake
gonna
you.
try and force it open, I think we should only have one person in the room at a time. Would be
Well,
my thought.
are you able to use the explosive from a distance?
I don't know.
Who has explosives?
I do. Right here in my weapon.
I think what she's referencing is the object we found inside the caravan, correct?
Yes.
I haven't had a chance to properly look it over and see how it works yet.
Same. If I'm being honest, I don't want to stay here for an extreme amount of time. There was something that happened here, but I would rather not be caught in the open.
I am
Saying that, Toga will walk back over and start keeping a watch out from the direction that we came.
Please don't wander out too far.
Make me a perception check there, Togo.
16.
First roll of the night, above a 15. Pretty good.
I'll take it.
So as you kind of take a look out the door, you can see your cart and the moose kind of tied upon it, and it's just like kind of aimlessly looking around. Then you notice it kind of like tense, and it begins to look up at the sky. And as you follow the eyes, you don't see anything at first, but then once scanning back down to the south, you will see a small shadow, like a silhouette, kind of flying about in the sky. It seems to be making its way back towards you.
Hey guys, I think something's coming.
Want it?
I'll kind of point in the direction and say, look at the moose.
Something's trying to get my moose.
Seems to be doing fine, I think.
Yeah, but it noticed it. But the moose in my general experience ignore birds. So what is that flying at us?
Is this a wall I'm next to?
No, it's just like the edge of the map kind of thing. So like when you're like looking out, like you're like on like the little platform that's outside the entrance of the tower, and then there's like you're kind of scanning about, like you see the road that you guys came up from the forest, the little path leading up to here, the moose cart, everything being indicated by Togo.
Yeah.
So what do I know about this tower? It's just generally a place where people stay while before traveling through the forest. Was that correct?
Yep. It was supplied with guards from the small towns of Bexley and Killed. And that is like the only information that you had read. No.
All right, yeah.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. I guess that would indicate like what may have happened here.
Yes, it definitely looks like something has happened here. Something is not right, and whatever that creature is, if we want to move these goods about, it would probably be smart for us to just get moving. At this point, those people are already dead, and I don't think we want to be next.
I'm sorry for wasting our time.
Oh, it's okay, but not a waste of time. This is we can just come back to it. See if we see anything on a return trip.
I've
But
had enough of this talk. Let's just barge in. If you are all scared, shut the door behind me.
Dogo shuts the door.
I'm gonna go back up and I will try to force the hatch open.
I'm listening to see if I hear sounds of commotion and fighting.
Do you think she's using the explosive or something else?
I think the explosive was like her axe and muscles hitting the door. I think she's gonna try and just chop it open.
Oh dear.
What you want me to roll there, Kyle?
So you're just gonna like run up, I don't know, maybe like use the battle axe as kind of like a brace with both hands and just push up at the hatch. How are you going about this?
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of using it, depending on how high up it is. I'm going to try to use my hands or my shoulder as I push up.
Okay. So like when you do, like you can feel as like it lifts up a little bit that it doesn't seem to be like fully stuck. Like you feel like it give way just a tad bit from the brute force that you apply to it, but as soon as you touch it, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please? All right, and with that, you feel your eyes begin to roll to the back of your head, and that same feeling that you had before is something beginning to control your body begins to take over. And at this point, as you start to move down the stairs, each of you standing at the door just don't hear anything. The door's closed, can't see anything.
I didn't just shut the door. I'm sitting there holding the door as it's like, like, no, I saw this thing. I saw them coming at me the first time. I'm not having that again. Zanashi has a big old
I
ass.
thought you closed the door.
Oh no,
I thought you
I
were
did.
just staying like within earshot.
So
Yeah,
that's
I was sitting outside the door, like up next to the door,
Okay.
sitting there seeing if I hear her coming up.
Give me a
Togo,
perception check.
You're just gonna replay the whole "Here's Johnny" moment. She just
Yeah.
axes the door down.
So after you kind of like heard what you would assume to be Zanashi kind of like ramming herself against the hatch, it grew kind of eerily quiet, and you can hear footsteps approaching, but nothing else.
Is there like a handle on the door or anything like that?
Like a little I guess like what would just be like a little ring, like a little knocker kind of looking thing.
Togo's gonna grab a hold of that and then go, Zanashi? You there? You trying to murder us?
And with no reply, she will take one more step forward and then begin to hasten with another. And at this point, I need everyone to roll me initiative.
Initiative. Yeah.
I didn't target my token. Sorry, I rolled it off the dang
I got
D&D
you, bud.
Beyond. Should have rolled it in here.
That is quite all right. It is a 14-14, so Togo should be above Modar, and he is okay. So, Alencia,
Okay.
what are you doing as Zanashi, continues to approach?
Isn't the door shut? I don't think we'd know that Zanashi's approaching. Like, I can hear it, but like...
Yeah, I guess it would be like a safe assumption kind of thing. She's
Okay.
the only one in there.
She's not responding. Open the door.
I'm
And-
gonna look at her just like she's crazy. What?
And she's gonna reach for the handle and jimmy it open with the broom in hand. She'll swing it open.
Well, when you swing it open, that's when both you and Togo will easily see Zanashi with a bit of a crazed look upon her face, eyes completely white and with no pupil, and a very empty look about her face, just seemingly as if nothing is there. And then as she kind of focuses or sets her like head towards both of you, a bit of a smile will kind of stretch across her face as she takes a battled stance.
Prepare to die.
Sanashi, I want you to put that axe down. Do you hear me? Put it down. And she will attempt to disarm her.
All right, you don't have like a strike for it or anything. I would assume this is just more of like an opposed grapple, sense like opposed athletics.
Well, actually, can I make an attack on the axe? Or like on her hands?
I think that would still kind of like if you made the attack roll like towards her hands, I would still have Zanashi do like an opposed like athletics check to see if she can hold on to it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like in consideration if you hit above the AC of her you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's just easier to do that than an athletics check.
Yeah, I believe a 21 beats your AC there, Zanashi, so can you make me an athletics check to hold on to your weapon? You're holding on to that thing.
Yep.
Went from a crit
Yeah,
fail
see?
on initiative to
New tactic here, guys. Use the high roller in the group to attack the group.
Oh, clue.
Is that it for your turn, Alencia?
Well, this is unfortunate. And she'll clock her in the face.
I believe a 10 is a miss.
Oh dear. That's my turn. I'm gonna get my pizza beer back.
So we move to Mr. Togo. It's your
All
turn.
right. Where is the drawing abilities on here? Draw shapes. What? So a 20-foot radius of my choosing. I'm gonna cast sleep there. At a 2nd level spell slot.
I believe that would only be like half of. If it's a 20-foot radius, that's a diameter.
Wait, did I read that wrong? Oh wait, within 20 feet of the spot. Never mind. Sorry. So it would be like. How do I get rid of those?
Just click on it, hit delete.
Yeah. Or just let I can take care of it for you while you do whatever you need to add.
So 20 feet within or from the place that I'm drawing, so that I am casting the spell. So if I cast it, what, 5, 10, 15, 20 on that square there, that would include just Zanashi and not Alemsia.
If
In the
it's
back
20
of the room.
foot,
It's 20 feet from the place that you cast it. From a point you choose within range, or all creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose. So
Can you link it? Link the spell?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like a radius. But
I might just be reading that wrong, but
So within 20 foot of the range.
yeah, you're right. It's just 20 foot of.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought it was a circle. So
Well,
within 20.
essentially, it kind of is.
Yeah.
with a it's a 20-foot radius. Yeah, it's a circle, 20-foot radius. They
That's
worded it weird for some reason with this spell. They worded it weird, but that's what that's what it means.
okay. Well, I'm gonna
But-
cast it in the back half of the room.
Yep, I
Hopefully,
was gonna
only
say,
get
like,
Zanashi.
you can position it well
Realistically.
enough to where you can just target Tanashi. And you said you're casting it at a level 2, correct?
Yes, because otherwise I'm afraid I won't be able to actually put her to sleep with it.
So I believe at a higher level, it's just like an extra D8, so that would be 68.
2d8.
Oh, it's two. It's 2 for every level. Nice.
When you cast this spell using a spell slot, 2nd level or higher, roll an additional 2d8 for each slot
Perfect.
above 1st level. I
Well,
know.
don't roll low.
I know.
Don't roll lower than 20 or 30.
Will it actually cast it for me at a?
Yeah, just hit that 5d8 that it kind of highlights, and then after that hit the 2d8 underneath it, and that should roll it for you.
I think that should put her to sleep.
33
yes.
33.
Zanashi, you see her like blank eyes with the no pupils just kind of begin to grow heavy. The eyelids close. She drops the great axe and then falls to the floor, fast asleep.
All right, and that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Modar, it's your turn.
Seeing that, Modar is simply going to move over and behind here. And all right, well, she's asleep. Let's get that axe away from her, and then let's worry about waking her up once it's out of reach.
Honestly, if we can just stick her in the back of the cart while she's asleep and then start the cart a moving, I'm not against that idea.
I mean, if we can move her without waking her up, I'm okay with that.
I'm actually not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can see. If she wakes up, and we'll just. I don't know. She doesn't have her axe, so she's not as threatening then.
Yes, I say we take the axe, we put it in the cart, and we just let her know that that's where it's at. And did she have any other weapons on her that we can visibly see?
Short bow, javelin.
Yeah, I was gonna recheck the sheet, but the only thing that I have is the Roll20 sheet, which is not up to date. So, thank you, Clue, for answering that.
All right, so no other like axes or anything hanging off her side.
Just
Yeah, we
a
may
short
want.
bow and javelin. Seems.
Yes, I would. Let's get that stuff away from her, and then when she's unarmed, we'll worry about waking her up. I don't know if, hopefully, putting her to sleep and re-waking her up will will break whatever that spell was. But at this point, it's hard to say. We may want to try and tie her up before waking her up.
That's not a terrible idea. We still have some more rope that we found with the caravan, don't we?
I believe we should have some rope.
Okay, Togo, are we still in initiative order?
Well, with like the sleep being 1 minute, as long as you guys can develop a plan, if the plan is to kind of like end combat by restraining her, then I would end combat.
Okay.
I guess, Alencia, do you have rope on you?
I'm still not here. I need like 2 minutes.
And just to answer that question in like a little bit further of detail with like being an initiative for this, if the plan was to like let's say Zanashi was an actual enemy, and the plan was for her to just like wake up on her own, so then that way like in 1 minute you guys can have like a good tactical thing, then we would still be in initiative.
Okay.
But
But,
determining what the plan is obviously what would determine if we're in or out of initiative.
Let's tie her up and then take the axe, tie her up, go from there. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
I will
All
go
right,
back.
so whoever's gonna go to the cart and grab the rope, remove the great axe, all that good stuff. But whoever is attempting to tie up Zanashi, give me a survival check. Okay, I'm gonna have you do it, Zanashi. Can you roll me a con save? And with a bit of the discussion that took place as everyone had like removed your axe, Zanashi, and then Togo had come back with the rope, enough time has passed to where when you would have waken up about 30 to maybe even 45 seconds later at this point, you feel to be in complete control of your body once more.
What the hell is this rope on me for? Who tied me up?
That was me. You tried to cut me in half.
I did not.
Where's your axe?
I'm back.
Someone took it.
Yeah, because I had to cast a spell on you to put you to sleep. Because you tried to cut us in half. We didn't
Yes.
know if you'd still be axe swinging mad girl when you came out of there.
I don't believe you.
Well, do you think we would have been able to tie you up otherwise?
Well, believe or not, I think it's no longer a good idea to go for the hatch. We should get going.
Yes, I agree with Alencia here. Let's go.
Do you think there's a way that that we could physically restrain the sheer might that is you, Zanashi, if you weren't asleep And why would I do that besides to save myself? I can't do that all the time. Shit's tiring.
Perhaps you were trying to take a look at what's under these clothes.
Ah, yes. Sure. Obviously. That's not why people look like
That
this.
not that I want to continue this discussion, but his
Uh,
intentions were to restrain you and nothing more.
upon hearing the caw, Togo's gonna look around.
His intentions were to shame me?
Roll me a perception check. You now have a good view and know where exactly this had come from. As you see this creature kind of soaring above, you can see it having the head of that of an eagle and a body of what appears to be a lion with feet kind of hanging, four sets, or two sets in total, 4 feet hanging down. But from the sound, that's not where the caw came from, and it came from above you. And as you look up, directly above you, you'll be met with this piece of hay falling. And as your eyes kind of focus past it and see what lays beyond, it's just when you see an eagle head staring down, kind of cocking its head back and forth.
Quick, untie me.
Well, that's still way.
All right, I
Valencia.
believe it's time to go.
Untie her, Zanachi, get back to the cart and get your axe. Anyone else see that?
Yes, it's well past time to go. Let's go.
Where's my axe?
In the cart.
Nearby.
And Togo will keep looking at. Oh, that is. Will keep yeah, still on draw. Kind of like backpedal while looking up at the eagle head, but not turning it away from looking at it. Going towards the cart.
You'll see it kind of just tilt its head, kind of jerkingly back and forth, never breaking eyesight from you, just blinking every what seems like minutes. And as it looks at you, you just hear
Yes, it's time to go. Let's go, everybody.
Okay, I'll go, but I'm keeping my eyes on you, Togo.
Alright.
Please, as short as he is, if he wanted to see something, I'm sure he'd have seen it by now. Nearly he has to walk under you.
Can each of you make me a stealth check? Well, let me ask you this first, actually, before I ask for the roll. You guys, Togo specifically said that he's keeping an eye on the creature above, as it's also keeping an eye on him. Are you all just kind of backpedaling slowly?
I'm not.
Or are you just strutting your shit?
I'm strutting my shit.
All right.
Modor he sees Togo keeping an eye on the creature. If he's doing that, he's not looking at it. He's got a strong brisk walking straight for the cart. Not sure if he's going to jump on the cart and go or just duck under the cart, but he's moving towards the cart at a pretty brisk, steady pace.
Lencia?
And looking to see if there's a tree line somewhere that may be a second option to hide in.
So there's an eagle watching us?
There's the head of an eagle watching us.
Oh.
Do I notice this? Because I'm assuming they're all looking at this damn eagle.
Yeah, I mean, Togo's pretty much kind of pointed it out. You guys see this?
This is some crazy ish.
So what's going on with this big creature?
We should not be concerned with it as long as it's not concerned with us.
Well,
all right. So, okay, looking at, I know what it is, but does Modor know what we're looking at?
I would say from your studies and just the kind of creature it is, you would be fairly well versed with it, and you would know that it is out of a griffin, especially after examining the one that's flying about just outside.
And okay, yeah, no, these are. Looks like this tower is now a griffin nest. I say we get out of here. Let the locals deal with it. It's not. We have other matters that we need to deal with.
I'm gonna cast speak with animals on myself.
Oh God.
Never mind. The griffin's not an animal.
I was kind of hoping you weren't going to catch that. Just for like a bit of comedy. But as you all are making your way to the cart, Togo, you'll see like the front of like the creature kind of peer out, and you see like this beautiful bronze feathers and like the wings kind of like arc over its body and then stretch out as it kind of like disappears from the complete wingspan behind like the hole that is on like the tower's third level. And you can see like the talons kind of come over the edge as like a couple of rocks just hit the ground below. But as each of you make your way to the cart, you'll just see the other griffin kind of fly and swoop its way back into the tower, while the other keeps an eye.
All right, I'm all good to head out.
Let's keep moving to Moga.
Do we know how far it is to Bexley?
You do have maps, but with like this point of it being a little bit later in the afternoon, from judging of where the sun kind of is positioning itself in the sky, probably have like a half day, maybe a little bit more of travel.
Do you think we could make it there today or not? Or do I like looking at the map, do I think maybe it's possible for us to make it there before this evening, or that we probably wouldn't get that far?
So what I'm just gonna show you this on your map or on the toolbar for you, so then this way like you know about it from being like a little bit of a newer Roll20 user.
Mm-hmm.
You see the little skill, or not the skill bar, but like the little taskbar in the top left where it has like the pointer.
Yeah.
You see the one that's like a circle and a ruler?
Oh.
If you hit where it says like no snapping, and then you go from the camp.
Oh.
Yeah. So then like also with that aspect, if you wanted to like follow like the road exactly to have a better idea, if you right click, then it'll give you like the points, and then that way it's not you can have just a more precise measurement.
Okay.
Like on like
So
your
about
map, like you'd
20
have like a
miles.
legend and everything as well, which is why like, you know, including in the ruler, as long as I make everything relatively as close as possible to scale, it works. But each square is like 25 miles.
Okay, so I was gonna say if we can be there in a day, we may be worth it to go tell the people of Bexley that the ice lookout is not really a safe place for them.
That is definitely something we could do. So how many miles a day are we moving
On
on a road?
on the road, you're getting about 25 miles, but with it being like a half day, then you would have roughly about like that 12 and a half left.
All right, yeah.
So we'd be just shy of Bexley today, basically.
Correct.
Or so basically, going to Bexley will cost us a day because it's about 12 miles.
But I mean,
to-
also consider, like, you guys don't have to be on the road either. Like, it's not like a path that, like, you have to follow. Like, if you
That's
wanted
fair. We
to...
could go straight south from Bexley and cut across.
Exactly. Like, you don't have to, like, go back up the road and then come down.
Yes, well, just remember we're calling this cart now. I don't know how
Oh,
likely
yeah.
it's going
I
to be.
didn't say it would be the easiest.
Yeah, pulling this cart through the middle of the woods, even with a moose, I don't see that being a smart move. But we could. I would definitely think that letting them know what's going on here is not a terrible idea. Maybe they know, maybe they don't.
We could always just send word once we get to Moga and tell someone, hey, iced lookout is kind of something fishy going on, and let people there sort it out. But
Yeah, I mean, we can. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to cost us today to let them know in Bexley.
I'm okay with that. What about you guys?
Well, that's assuming how long are we going to spend in Bexley?
We go in, we let them know what happened, we spend the night, and then we leave. Maybe do some resupplying.
Maybe get a beer at a tavern or something like.
Perhaps find see if we can find some proper beasts to pull the cart.
All right.
Sanashi?
I suppose I can go there.
All right. So I guess we head to Bexley and then continue on our way.
Okay. Well, for the day, as you kind of get about that like little fork in the road where it continues on to Bexley and then the road goes down towards the south, pretty much exactly where that like tree is located. It's about where you guys will make it. With that in mind, as you all kind of approach this fork in the road, you'll see a sign. One pointing to the western road, reading Bexley. Two to the south. One's reading Moga, and the other Khaled. But you'll also each see a piece of parchment kind of stuck on the sign pointing towards Bexley, kind of like flapping in the wind. You can see where it's kind of like begun to tear a tad, like near where it's pinned. And just kind of hanging out.
I'm gonna go over and examine the piece of paper on the sign to Bexley.
Yeah, Modar will kind of walk over with that as well and check it out.
After they get off over there to look at that, we'll look at Valencia. Valencia, was Togo trying anything with me?
Well, out of character, I had to bear it back for like 5 minutes during that time. So, can someone tell?
So just
ex-
throw out an answer. That'll make it even better.
All right. Well, if I'm lying, then it's on you guys.
Okay, so what had happened, just to like catch you up like really, really quickly, on Togo's turn, he cast sleep and put her to sleep, and then the plan was to take the great axe away and tie her up just in case when she awoke she was still under a spell.
And she awoke tied up and was like, What?
I can assure you, our only intention was to put you to sleep so that it would prevent you or whatever was controlling you to continue attacking us.
All right.
Wait, what was today's date? Shoot, I don't have
27th.
Guys,
What?
we gotta go to we gotta go to Bexley.
And why do we need to go to Bexley?
Tugger will kind of like pop his fingers, stretch up, and say, I have a challenger." And he'll just point at the sign and start marching his way towards Bexley.
What do you mean a challenger? Do I need to squash this challenger?
Modar will look at the note to see what that says.
I posted it in Discord while you guys were RPing a little bit, so I didn't interrupt. But it, Modar's like, you look at it, it says, March 29th, one night only, Elista's best loot player, Willie Smooth Fingers Orange.
Guess we're gonna get to find out how good Kyle sings.
All right. Well, I guess this means we'll be there for a couple of days.
Yeah. Maybe there'll be something interesting there. We can stay longer.
Perhaps. Let's continue moving until nightfall.
Well, tonight you will need to set camp, still having at least another half day's travel to make it to Bexley.
I'll try hunting.
Okay. Give me your survival check. And also, is anyone going with her?
Sure, I will.
Do you have proficiency in survival?
Mhm.
You say yeah.
Yep.
So go ahead and give me, I was going to say either at advantage Sanashi or Valencia can roll. But with the 11, you'll find these kind of creatures that would resemble like wild boar back from like your plains area where like the tribe is from where you come from. But these ones just being like pure white in color, still having like the same resemblances, a little bit of like bluish eyes. But when you lay your eyes upon it, you know pretty much exactly what it is as your stomach starts to grumble just a tad and mouth begins to salivate.
Well, I am going to kill it.
Okay. And boar will be a total of 85 pounds.
Okay, I will skin it out, do a real quick field dressing on it, and lug it back to camp for grilling.
Yeah. And, you know, there's like, while the trees are a bit scattered about here in this location, you can gather enough firewood that you know that you would need for the night and have the rest of your camp set up and things ready to go, maybe in just anticipation of Zanashi and Valencia coming back with a fresh kill. As you make your way back after like the hour it would have taken for you to get all that taken care of with the field dressings, by the time you and Valencia make your way back, walking back towards the camp, you can see like the fire just being begun to build up as it takes engulfs the sticks and everything gathered to kindle the flame.
No, while they're out, Modar's going to have his nose in his book, studying the spells, studying his spell, the new spell he's trying to learn.
And give me your Arcana check. All goes well. Starting to come to. You would feel like another night, another 2 nights, depending on how much time you put into it. You'll be good to go. Anything else you guys would like to do for the night before beginning your watches?
No. Togo's just gonna do his normal, like, looking over his equipment, checking his instruments, making sure that everything looks tip-top shape.
I'll take out what I can out of a ration to feed the moose.
I'll try cooking something small. Mostly as an experiment. She's gonna try to make elk chili.
All right. Give me your. I believe it's a D20 plus 4 for your cooking proficiency. I guess it's
It's
kind of a way to put it, but like your cooking utensils. But since you're
so it's
proficient in them,
yeah. Okay, so wisdom plus proficiency then.
it would be your intelligence plus your proficiency.
Okay, one sec.
Because all like the tool performance checks to keep it consistent run off of the D20 plus your intelligence, and then added your proficiency as well. This is some damn good chili.
Well, not all of them are intelligence because I know the these tools are dex, aren't they?
So to kind of like try to keep it consistent with it, and for like a call that I had made in one of the games, is to try to keep it like in the intelligence perspective, because like it would be like a knowledge know-how to like kind of like how to go about the blacksmithing aspects. Also being like for like your lock picking, like the knowledge of locks that you would kind of contain in your mind of like knowing how to pick.
I guess
It's like kind of how like we were going about it but I'll put it this way, like if I find something better, I'll be consistent with that, but right now that seemed to be the best idea.
Oh, no, so I said I don't have. I'm not proficient in that anyway, so it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so through the night, everything goes quiet. Everyone can get their rest, being uninterrupted. So yes,
I
if anyone
apparently was
needs to
missing 2 health, so
if anyone needs to spend a hit dice, and then after spending your hit dice, gain 1 back. Y'all good? Moving on down the road.
Yep.
All right. Well, with the distance that you need to, make your way into Bexley, you eventually arrive to a very small town. Most being buildings kind of constructed of wood, like in log cabin styles that you kind of seen in the town, a little village of Keld. There is 2 guards standing outside with the road kind of leading into the northeastern side of town. And as you approach, Togo, can you give me your perception check at advantage and everyone else just a normal? Just like a regular perception.
Sure, it's a shift on D&D Beyond, right? Yeah. Oh, no. That
2
did
12s.
not. 2 12s.
Valencia?
Got it.
3 12s. So, as each of you are approaching, Zanashi, like, you are a little confused as each of you, like, make your way up. But the rest of you will immediately notice these guards to be 2 male halflings. Both a bit rugged in appearance, with auburn hair and amber eyes. Are both wearing some chainmail and seem, from their sizes, to have a bit of a oversized spear for themselves. Whoop. That's loud as fuck. Sorry. Apologies. I didn't think it would be that loud.
I'll get.
I had it down to like 14. Just basically put it at 4. Well, look what we have here.
And what do you have here?
More people coming in for the show, I assume.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah, there's gonna be a show, all right.
I see one
I
kind of
heard
giving
the,
you like a cocked eyebrow look, Zanashi.
I got this, Togo. We have the world's greatest bard musician amongst us.
Togo's gonna be sitting in the back, kind of rubbing his forehead a little bit, arm crossed.
He'll kind of like look around. Willie's already here. I know.
Willie is not the world's greatest.
Oh?
Togo is the world's greatest.
I was listed in top 5 top bards of Elista. On a Twitch clip.
Who's Togo?
He is my comrade right here. And I'll point to him.
Yeah. Great handling of it, Zanashi. Appreciate you. Great. How you doing? Togo Hogpen. Pleasure to meet you.
So are all halflings performers? You'll see
No.
like the
We're
spear
just the
kind of
best
like
performers.
tilt itself a little, like kind of indicating the comment towards Zanashi.
I would not know, but I assure you that he is the best.
Togo will walk up. We're not all performers. We're just the best performers, and I'll clap him on the shoulder and kind of like put one hand on him and step between the two of them and say, "How you doing? What's your name?" And go to shake his hand.
Al,
Pleasure, Al. And you? Turn to the other one.
Gundo.
Gundo. Which way did you guys come into Bexley from? Just quick question. Sorry to derail this conversation, but y'all coming by through the forest from the north? You come from Moga in the south.
Born and raised right here.
Oh, interesting. Well, you might find it interesting. Uh, we came from the north, and all we found at the tower up there was a bunch of bodies, and looked like some creatures were living in the top. But like, something's going on in that tower. We looked around, but it was messing with our heads, so we decided to leave.
I've had a couple of reports come back. People planning to make their way to Vala, cutting their route a bit short and heading back after what they saw. But each of you don't look to turn tail and run from anything.
Oh,
Seems to be a
I'm,
bit more valid now.
oh, I'm sorry, sir, but yeah, my understanding had always been that Bexley and Killed split the watch at the iced lookout. Have you
That's
not
right.
been? Have you not been uh, manning that post lately?
It's a bit beyond my rank. Just a recruit.
Okay,
It's a
well,
little
you
bit
can.
more of need to know knowledge.
Oh yes, oh no, I understand that, but there's always a little scuttlebutt running around amongst the troops.
Kind of look to have like a little bit of like a pondering look on his face as he kind of shakes his head back and forth, and I can't say I've heard anything.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I just want to make sure we got that out now so we didn't forget and then just not tell people that something was going on up there.
I guess. Do you have a guard captain or somebody of authority that we should report this to?
Unalas. She governs the town here, oversees the people. He's very kind, a bit out there. A little bit of, how you would say, high hope dreams.
Yes, understood. Would you happen to have a dock and ports system set up here as well? Do you have a lot of boat traffic?
No. Even though the gulls above and the sound of the crashing waves may seem that way, we're rested upon a cliff. Bit too difficult to set up a port here. Just close to the ocean. Good view. Nice little way to watch the sunset from the singing trumpet.
Singing trumpet, is that a inn or a tavern of sorts, or is that?
Ah, yes, that's the tavern. It's where
Ah,
Willie will be playing. What is it,
I
Al?
can.
Monday? I think it's tomorrow, yes? And he'll shake his head. Ah, Unfortunately, I'm on duty.
It is unfortunate. Where would the tavern be? I could use a drink. Now that you mention it, mighty thirsty.
Well, if you head down this road a bit and follow the path, and this way to the left, you won't be able to miss it.
Got it. And
And the directions to Lunalis to report our findings up north.
She should be at the tavern. Probably drinking the rest of the day away.
Sounds like a productive leader.
But if not there, you should be able to find her at the Odium of Grasado. It's in the center of town. It's a nice building, quite luxurious. You'll pass it on the way to the trumpet.
What does she look like?
Oh, she's a halfling. About our height. Nice hair. Beautiful eyes. She's got nice armor. Plate mail, I think she calls it. You don't see that every day.
Huh. All right. Well, now we'll know what to look for. Thank you, sir. You've been very helpful.
Good day. Have a nice day. As Sanashi kind of walks by, he'll look up to you and say, "Don't start any trouble."
She never starts any trouble. She just finishes it once it's started.
And as you all are making your way through the town, you'll kind of follow the path indicated by Gundo, and you'll see like the building that he indicated, and you see like this grand, three-storied, polished stone, almost theater-looking kind of building. You can see that it's just beautiful architecture, and there's mosaic kind of windows scattered about, and you see depictions of the different gods, all of halflings. But you see the symbols and recognize them as like Olin, the Golden Father, Atia, the Dawn Mother, Ader, the God of War, Deanna, the Goddess of Death, and so on. But after continuing on, you'll eventually make your way to a wooden, timbered-looking building. The bottom floor being polished stone, the second story being constructed of the timber. And you see outside two statues, which Togo, you'll immediately notice to resemble like a horn or a trumpet.
The two statues do?
Correct.
Huh. I like this place. But,
You guys make your way inside?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they said, that the leader was more safe to be, so that's where Modor is ready to go. I guess we do our best to cover the goods in the cart. And is there a spot to leave it outside the inn?
Well, unfortunately, the best that you'll kind of find is just like like a hitching post to kind of tie the moose up to, and then maybe be able to kind of just like leave the cart either tied to the moose or, maybe untie it to give it a little bit of a rest and relaxation.
Yeah, try and take whatever weight we can off of it. And yeah, cover up any goods so they're less apt to get stolen.
Okay. Well, as you all make your way in, while Modar kind of takes a bit of the rope and things off the moose, named Moose, each of you make your way inside. The rest of you, Zanashi, Togo, and Alencia. And you see like a slightly busy tavern. One of the main things that you'll notice immediately that everybody here is a halfling. You do not see any humans, any elves, dwarves, gnomes, anything of the sort. Just every individual is a halfling. But as you kind of take the rest of the scenery in, Toga, you'll probably not be so distracted about the halfling population here, and immediately just notice the magnificent stage made of like this fine, smooth pine wood, and it's got like this nice polish on it that you can kind of see it like reflecting and refracting the light from some of the torches that are lit around the stage.
Togo will walk to the kind of the center of the stage, but like not on it, but standing back probably 10 feet, cross his arms and just admire the thing, looking at it, really taking it in, looking around, nodding his head.
This like nice aroma of like maple is kind of like met with like to you as like you get a little bit closer to the stage.
He'll look around and he'll look over and find the bar and go up and find a barkeeper, tavern keeper, and see if he can flag one down to get a drink and grab a quick word or talk to real quick.
Yeah, and as like each of you kind of admire, or maybe not admire, but see kind of Togo being taken away by the stage, and he approaches the bar. You'll see a male halfling kind of standing behind it, waddling his way back and forth with big plump cheeks and some really poofy mutton chops and short auburn hair. He's got some nice light blue eyes, but you can just see that he's kind of overweight for a man of his size. Well, what can I do you for?
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do you know if Willie Orange is in?
Not right now. No
Right.
fans.
Ah, I've never met him before or heard him, but I wanted to have a quick word with him if I could. But I'll try and grab him sometime here soon. But besides that, I'll grab a drink.
What you having?
What you got?
Whatever you're looking for. A nice establishment run here. Make sure we have prime entertainment. And also, prime drinks.
Prime. I'll grab some kind of like spiced wine or something if they have it.
Bottle or glass?
Oh, I'll get a bottle.
5 gold.
All right.
And assuming you're not drinking alone, here's a couple extra tankards, little goblets to fill.
Sounds good.
You do know the performance isn't tonight, right?
Yep. Well aware.
All right.
Thank you, sir. And I'll go and set the wine on the table with a couple tankards, and I'm assuming Zanashi and Alencia in here, even if Modar's not.
Yeah, I walked in shortly behind you guys.
Togo, if you feel threatened, just wave at me or give me a sign. I'm
Will
going to
do,
go get comfortable in here.
Will do, but the real key with these guys is not to try and make them think you're better to start, but make them think their performance will be better and they'll make more money by letting me play on stage. That's the real goal. Then I just show that I'm better than him.
Are they not letting you play?
Oh, no. See, I'm gonna go talk to Willie once I find him, and then just see if I can convince him to have a second performer, a guest performer, as you will. See if he'd be interested in that.
Well, you point him out to me when you know who he is, and I will have a talk with him.
Don't you worry. I will.
As you scan the bar, Zanashi, well, like the tavern, you don't see anyone that looks like a threat, and you do see some. Whew, Rhythmbot decided to get angry there for a second. You do see some pretty good-looking female halflings, kind of conversating amongst themselves, and a couple of others with male companions, but none who I probably, from your personality, I wouldn't think that you would pose them as a threat. But when you say that you're looking for a non-elf, pretty much everyone in here is a non-elf. Everyone's a halfling except for the party.
I mean, like full-blooded. I'm not looking for somebody like Alencia.
It's us and a bunch of halflings.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, but none sitting by themselves.
A couple in groups. You don't notice anyone sitting by themselves. A couple in like pairs, maybe in threes. Some that you would feel like are
Okay,
on
but all
dates.
females.
Not every single
Oh.
one of them's a female, but like the ones that are in groups of like threes, like all of them are females.
Okay, I'm gonna go sit down with a group of 3. Hello, ladies.
Oh, by golly, who do we have here? Oh, you don't see one of you around. And she'll kind of like run her hand down your arm. What's your name?
Zanashi, and you are?
You know this, see? I'm what some would call the governor here.
And what is a governor?
She'll kind of like look you over a bit and. You might be more familiar with the term war chief. Yeah?
Yes. You don't look like a war chief.
She'll kind of like stand upon the stool and puff out her chest a little bit and deepen her voice and say, I am war chief. Oh, that's so fun.
I throw her over my shoulder and grab her by the ass as I got her on my shoulder and says, I am Zanashi.
Release me at once or I will have you held by the guards. Don't mind a bit of fun, but I feel that you've taken this a little too far.
Well, you sure were friendly a second ago.
I don't like being picked up. It makes me feel a little odd.
Well, what do you like?
Anything but that, please put me down.
I'll sit her back on the table.
Thank you. You must understand. It's how you would say a personal fear.
A fear of what?
Fear of being picked up, and feel the feeling of being powerless. How would I ever escape your grasp?
Who is your lovely friends?
This is Wilda, and this is Amarel. Amarel runs one of the shops here. And you'll see that Amarel is, as stated before, a female halfling, being exceptionally beautiful with golden hair that kind of like falls down to like the small of her back and green eyes. You can see that she's wearing some like fine clothing and jewelry, and she does have a little bit of like vials you can see kind of like hanging, or not hanging, but along like her belt.
Do you ladies mind if I join you for some drinks tonight? We're going to have a great show.
The show's tomorrow,
Hmm.
but
Perhaps
for
we have a
drinks,
good
you're more
show
than welcome to
tonight.
stay.
Right. What are you drinking?
Uh, uh, we normally stick to the wine to keep it even. We like to drink through the whole day.
Well, I'll holler for a bartender, waitress, or something.
And you'll see the bartender kind of like waddle himself over. Yeah.
We take 4 glasses of wine at this table.
Okay. Just goblets. You don't want any. Just want a bottle.
Bottles will work as well. 4 bottles.
No. Okay. And then you'll kind of see like each of the ladies kind of sigh and bat their eyes at you. And then the bartender will kind of waddle off, yeah, being the little pungent that he is, and go grab your drinks and return momentarily. But while that's going on, what are the rest of you doing? Was the deception check for a reason there, Togo?
Yes, I was blatantly lying to Zanashi, saying I would tell her if I saw Willie.
Oh,
I
okay.
was seeing how well I was lying.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't for something that like pertained to me and I had missed it.
No, I was just for my own sake to see how well I was lying to Zanashi about that. But I'm just sitting down having a drink. Probably mention to a barmaid if she sees Willie come in to point him out. But besides that, hanging out, chatting with Valencia and Modar about whatever small things.
Did you... And when barmaid or bartender, whatever, who's serving us, Modar will ask if we have if this is an inn as well, or where do we need to go if we need rooms.
Oh, you can get rooms here if you like. Pretty fairly cheap well, if you're lucky. A lot of people have booked rooms here in anticipation for the show. Let me give a roll. You check the list of the dice and see what it means. There's one room available. And this is actually the only place in town to get a room. Unless you, I guess, can somehow find other means.
And how many beds in this one room?
2.
And how much for 2 nights? Is it available for 2 nights?
It says available for as long as you would like. It is 2 silver a night.
I'll take
Would
it.
you be willing to give it to him for free if there is a short performance tonight as a warm up for tomorrow? I would gladly give one, but I wouldn't want to intrude. I know you're having music tomorrow, but
Well, we only have some small performers tonight. If you wish to tag on to the list, I can see what I can do. But Aelent is a bit crude and unforgiving with performers upon his stage. A bit of a critic, if you will.
oh, that's fine. I'm fine with some critics and hecklers.
Well, I'll speak to him. Just be one moment, and you'll kind of see her like look around and survey. And once she like lays eyes upon him and say, "Ah, there he is. He's grabbing a few bottles of wine. Is there anything else I can do for you before I go find out your answer?"
Oh, no, actually. Thank you very much. I appreciate your help so much.
You're do forgive me for asking. What are you? And she kind of like looks towards you, Modar. And I've never seen anything like you before. It's quite intriguing.
Have you ever made it to Vala?
Oh no, I would never have enough coin to make it that far safely.
Well, I'm a Vidalcan. There are many, many more up in Vala like myself.
That's what I love about the world, always filled with new things and mystery. But let me be right back with your answer. What was your name?
Togo. Togo's my name. Togo Hogpen.
Right, that's your performance name?
Well, of course.
Right. Well, I'll be right back. And you'll see her kind of like make her way over in a bit hastened of a pace, and as she taps a little pudgy gentleman on like the back, he'll like turn and you can see him starting to conversate, and then she'll point over towards your table and he'll like look at you. There's like a brief pause. Then they kind of turns away and starts to talk once more, and you'll see him kind of like give like a little bit of a shrug, and then she'll turn back and give you a bit of a smile and shake her head. Yes.
Kind of give a thumbs up and just mouth, tell me whenever, and kind of wave my hands in the air and basically just kind of look like a hooligan.
Well,
as
she'll
as-
grab like a couple of drinks and stuff and go about her business, eventually making her way over to you in time.
Well, looks like you're not as popular as you thought there, Togo.
I'm not as popular as I thought in places I haven't been. Obviously, the crowds come out for me everywhere I go, when I go there again. The first time, though, hit or miss. Some people just don't get good news.
Well, that makes sense.
Occasionally, I am scanning over towards Togo to make sure I get no signs.
If I see this, I kind of thumbs up and nod.
I suppose we should start looking for this mayor individual.
Be right back.
The next time that the barmaid comes by, I'm gonna ask her where the mayor is. If she's in the building.
So eventually, Sanashi, you'll be brought your bottles of wine. It will cost you I believe, a total of, what did I say before? 2 or 5 gold for the bottle. I want to say 5. Trying to remember, having a brain fart. But for the
Drink is not free.
No.
I'm just kidding. How much do I owe you again?
20 gold.
I'll give him 20 gold.
All right. And when the barmaid kind of makes her way back over to your table there, with Togo, Alencia, and Modar, she'll convene. The performance can take place at the top of the hour. It's about 30 minutes out. Would you be prepared? And with that, I kind of know that he's had to. He said, "Be right back, real quick." So I'll answer your question as well, there, Modar. Um, the governor is over there with her friends and that very large creature. And as she kind of like points over to the table, you just see Zanashi kind of yucking it up with the 3 halflings.
Yes, well, thank you very much. And my understanding is she's the one to report any strange things on the road too. Is there a captain of the guard or someone like that that I could report to?
To my understanding, everything goes through her. I just more keep my mind on the tavern.
Oh yes, absolutely understood. Don't worry, I'm sure these creatures will never make it into the town.
Well, if there's anything else I can do for you, please just let me know. It's not going to be very busy tonight, but tomorrow we do expect a packed house.
Yes, well, and where's the room that we will be staying in?
It's the third one on the right. It's the last one. You can't miss it. I
Sorry about that.
do kind of regret to inform you that the rooms will possibly not be to your full liking. We don't get many of you that are quite so tall.
So you're telling me they're halfling beds?
Precisely.
Not many non-halflings traveling through this area, then, I suppose.
Well, it's just kind of the culture that we brought in, I suppose.
Well, thank you anyway.
And Togo, just so you know, she said that the performance can take place at the top of the hour, which is about about 30 minutes away.
Got it.
So, with that, we're gonna go ahead and take our break, just real quick, and come back and see what happens with Modar laying eyes upon Zanashi hitting on the governor and Togo's performance. And probably what messes Alencia can clean up. We are back. See you all momentarily.
Be right back.
All right. And we're back. So, Hodor, you've been pointed out that one of the individuals that Zanashi is, I'll just call it for what it is, flirting with these three individuals. One of them is the governor. You'll kind of see her there, kind of like sitting upon the table and like talking to Zanashi, and you'll see that she's, quite elegant looking, dressed in some fine clothes and surrounded by some of her good looking friends as well. And Togo, you have your performance in about 30 minutes if there's anything that you need to get prepared. Your instruments, clothing.
Yeah, he just changed into his performance outfit and make sure his loot's all ready and all that jazz.
Did Modar notice Zanashi's little move with picking that individual up and whatever happened?
I would say no. You probably would just like see her like sitting upon the table. You weren't really keeping an eye on her.
All right, so that didn't seem to like create a big commotion in the there for everyone to look. All right. Well, it looks like Zanashi is already speaking with the mayor. Suppose we should relay this information to her before too long. Togo, go ahead and get ready for the performance, and I'll go let her know what we found.
I feel so tall, even though I'm just sitting. It feels strange.
Yes, well, when you're around many different races, there's some you're taller than, there's some that are taller than you.
But is it not strange that we haven't seen a single non-halfling since coming here? I mean, surely there must be some immigrants or something.
Do I know anything about Bexley? Like, is it traditionally a halfling town? Did I know that before I got here?
Being a little bit outside of like the country of Pele that Vala sits in, probably wouldn't have read too much on it. Just it kind of being like the vast performance area. Well, that would probably be more word of mouth than anything else.
Well, I mean, it's not uncommon for certain villages to cater more to one species or another. Um, you know, Vala is very diverse with many different races and there, but not all places are like that.
I don't see why not. I mean, if a city could, if all cities could accept someone like me, then I think the world would be a better place.
Well, I wouldn't say they don't necessarily not accept people like yourself or myself. It's just that people, not everybody finds a home in the same place. I haven't, they haven't really done anything to make me feel uncomfortable other than, well, we'll see how the sleeping arrangements go and then we'll make that decision. But they seem to be welcoming towards outsiders so far.
You're right. Um, what is Zanashi talking about over there?
Well, let's go. We need to go talk to the mayor, anyways. I'm on my way over there now.
All right, but I don't wish to interrupt him.
No, as Togo kind of had already made his way to get ready for a performance, Alencia and Modar, as you kind of approach, you can hear Zanashi laughing and giggling with the small women. And you'll hear the one sitting upon the table indicated to be the governor, and you'll hear her say like, "Oh, I do wonder. Are you like a warrior from your tribe?"
Yes, I am.
Wow, I'm sure you've seen lots of battles and have tremendous tales.
I have many tales. Perhaps I could share them with you tonight.
Hmm, perhaps. And as Alencia's heels kind of like click on the wooden floor as everyone approaches, she'll kind of like look over her shoulder, laying eyes upon uh, you, Modar, and Alencia. And, wow, I didn't expect to see such elegant guest arriving so soon.
Oh yes, we've been traveling for the last few days, traveling south, and decided to stop in after passing through the ice lookout.
Oh, and all's well.
Well, the we did notice that there were no guards posted at the ice lookout, and it seemed to be having some trouble as of late, by the looks of things. Did you know any? My understanding is that you are in charge around here.
That is right. Uh, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Oh, I'm very sorry. My name is Modor Avala.
And, this halfling will like turn to you, Zanashi, and say, uh, "Just one moment. This seems to be a slightly urgent matter. Please don't go anywhere. I am enjoying our conversation."
I'll be right here, sweetie.
And she'll kind of like remove herself from like the table, taking her seat back in her stool. And um, my name is Unilisi, the governor here.
It is nice to meet you, ma'am.
Well, I do know that it is Khaled's roundabouts to hold the ice tower. If they've had any trouble, I'm not surprised that they wouldn't relay any message. It's an honorable lot. Probably developing a plan if they know of such things.
I was under the impression that you both shared watch of the tower. Is that not true?
This is correct, but it is their turn. Our our watch begins in 2 months.
So you don't share watch at the same time. Okay.
They don't particularly care with working with people of our stature. She'll kind of like gesture around, and as you've already been well aware of, everyone here is a halfling.
Yes, I understand. Do I know what species preside in Kalad?
Mostly being human and elf. Little bits and like small families of dwarves and gnomes, but not very many.
Yes. Well, all other. Unfortunately, not everybody is as tolerant to other species as they should be. no matter the size.
No, by heavens, no. It seems that the only time we have a little bit of respect around here is when we have a renowned performer. But I'm not going to complain. The drinks are good. But please sit. There's plenty of room.
Oh,
And
thank you.
I see that you've brought quite a stunning friend. And she'll give a little bit of a notion over to you, Elincia. Please, what do we have the pleasure? What is your name?
Oh, my apologies. My name is Elista.
Oh, quite beautiful. I don't mean to be too forthright in asking. Um, are you a drow?
Yes, I am.
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm traveling all over with my three compatriots here. So I go wherever they go. And if I could uh, tell you straight from the heart, I think it's wonderful there.
The three of you, and she'll turn back towards you, Zanashi. Are you with them? Are these friends of yours?
Yes, they are my friends.
Oh, well, that is quite the group that you have. It seems that you're all from all of the corners of Elista.
It would appear so.
That's
Yes, and
such fascinating. That's such a fascinating thing to hear.
yes, and well, our final travel companion is getting ready to take the stage any moment now.
Oh? I didn't hear of any performances tonight. Girls? And as you look over at the other ladies, they're shaking their heads and kind of just giving little smirks, holding their hands above their face as they kind of giggle. Well, it doesn't seem to be that of importance if the tavern didn't seem to want to make a notice of it.
It was a late addition to. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. He sometimes has a tendency of drawing the crowd in as he plays.
Are you suggesting you don't think he's any good?
I'm more worried that if he's not good, that the crowd in Aelint will practically eat him alive.
Well, how about we make a friendly wager?
I'm listening.
Should he be good and not do it as you fear, me and you get a little cozy in your bed tonight.
Give me a persuasion check.
Pardon?
Yeah, but I'm not proficient with that one. I have an intimidation, but I don't want to intimidate her.
Me smash head. Me take you to bed.
Zanashi likes them women.
Deal. No pressure, Togo.
None taken.
I can
If you
assure
roll
you.
low, I'll give you 3 levels.
Come on, dude.
What do you
I
got,
need
Zanashi?
to get laid tonight, so you better do good.
How about this? I got a song for you.
I'll take it. Valencia, what were you saying? I'm sorry to cut you off.
I can assure you he's a wonderful performer. Uh, Let me clean up that mess.
Well, do you expect any representatives from Gilead to be here for the show tomorrow evening?
If they know what happened at the tower, probably not. But if they're unaware, then I'm quite sure that some will be here. More than likely, here's Siam. He does enjoy a great show being a bard himself.
Well, I would definitely suggest sending runners there, if you have such things, to inform them just in case.
She'll kind of awkwardly look over the tavern. Some that can make a decent pace.
Well, there did appear to be griffins living in the tower, so don't know how well that'll do for. I know you said you have travelers that are going through that area, so taking care of that sooner than later may be best for all of you.
Well, while it might be good for business and extra coin to make the town a better place, we do need a temple. But I'm quite uncertain what to do. Griffins, you say? Is there a nest? Are there multiple?
At least two that we saw. One in the tower and one flying about, roaming, hunting perhaps. But the tower seemed to be locked. The door leading up was trapped with some sort of spell. We couldn't get through the first door. All of the guards downstairs had killed themselves. And this one here, pointing at Zanashi, tried to kill us after trying to open that door.
She'll
I
lay an
did
arm on
not.
Zanashi and say, "Well, she is quite the warrior."
Thank you.
Say that you all are lucky that she didn't swing that axe. Look how big it is. It's twice the size of me.
Oh yes, but she managed to. We were able to put her to sleep before she could swing it.
I imagine there would have been nothing left of us if we did not put her to sleep.
And at that moment, you'll hear, we have a little bit of a late performance being added tonight. Somebody named, and he'll look down. Tojo Hoogpen. Well, let's see how that goes. And then as the little pudgy halfling kind of makes his way off the stage, you'll hear one individual, "Woo!"
I'm gonna cheer too.
That was the worst freaking hype man we've ever seen.
No one here knows who, as kind of introduced as Tojo, who this individual is. So only one person was being polite.
His name is Togo. I yell it out real loud.
I'm just
So,
awkwardly people.
as I come out on stage, I've got my viol in hand, but I'm not actually holding it. I'm actually holding a drink in one hand. And I just start out singing up on stage, but then as I sing, I walk down and kind of walk towards the table that Zanashi is at. But I sing, I was born in a country where people admire the great sporting heroes and how they aspire to stand upon mountains and always be winners and never give less than their all. I once met an old man who told me great stories of legends of old who played hard for the glory of lifting the cup in that moment of triumph. These memories kept me enthralled. And when I get to the talking about great stories part, I lift my cup up at Zanashi.
I wink at Toka.
And like I said, as he starts to play, I cast dancing lights, and they start kind of spinning and going over his head. Lighting up the room as he's walking around.
And Togo, I'm pretty sure that you still have inspiration, but if you don't, go ahead and mark it down.
I still have inspiration.
Oh, well, you need to use that.
I do need to use that.
Yeah, I would say that was a good performance. I mean, you went from saying at the break that you don't really have anything prepared then to coming back and then having that prepared. I'll give you a round of applause for that.
I mean, like, I didn't think that I'd use it, but like, I was saving it for something else, but it's fine. I used it.
I'm
It's
kind of
perfect.
curious at this point how many people are going to want to play bards after that.
Why?
I don't know if mine was better than his.
I promise
just
nobody
because,
wants
like,
to hear me sing.
Like if it were me, like personally, I'd be like, oh, if I play a bard, I gotta be better than that guy. Like,
He was singing in Sunday's campaign, and I was like, "Hey, man, you're not on your bard."
I mean,
Togo.
you'll start to
Mark.
hear like everyone kind of like applaud at like the end of like your first part of your performance, and people will begin to dance
Oh, I'm dancing with
and
these
enjoy themselves
this lady here.
quite a bit as the emotion in the room picks up quite a few levels, and you seem to have kind of started a bit more of a party amongst the patrons.
And I'll do my normal thing where I go throughout the crowd, and after I kind of give a cheers to Zanashi while singing a part about great story heroes, I'll abandon my drink at that table and then play instruments and sing and dance and whatever and do my normal spiel. Just kind of going from
So
table
like
to
I
table.
kind of imagine like as like you're kind of like singing this song and the lights from Modar kind of start to float around your head, like, you know, kind of bouncing up and down with like the pitch and everything, and like when you kind of indicate towards Zanashi, the lights will kind of like follow like the flow of your hand, like illuminating Zanashi's face, and before like kind of encircling you once more. And I mean, with the addition of the performance, Hodar, why don't you go ahead and take the inspiration then, since you did add into it, and I can't give it to Togo. So instead of it going to waste, I'll just give it to you.
Thanks.
Is that your friend? Wow.
Yes, it is.
We told you he has a tendency of drawing in a crowd.
By the way, Togo, I do feel like you kind of kicked those 3 levels to the side real quick, just pointing that out.
Yeah, I know. Threw it away. Toga would never get booed off stage or eaten alive.
Well, it does seem that a deal's a deal. But I do have to take care of this manor first, and at least send a note and make sure that everything is okay. At least that they know, I should say, in Khaled, of their guards.
Yes, and you may want to put warnings to any of your merchants for traveling north that they may want extra guards themselves. I don't know if do you send wares and things out? I don't know if you have this is much of a merchant town or not.
We are more of the arts, music, and things of that sort. Not much for trade.
Well, that would explain why you don't have a port here next to the ocean. You know, you could definitely draw in a lot of business if you were able to set something up.
Unfortunately, no one here seems to be skilled enough to be able to build something of sorts. It's quite a long ways down from the cliffside. If you were to fall, I'm quite certain that you would be one to meet the gods.
Yes, that is an obstacle now, isn't it?
How far down?
Hundreds of feet, if not more. It makes me feel a bit queasy if I look straight down. Beautiful sunset. It's quite the view. You can actually see it from some of the windows in the rooms upstairs. But if you would please excuse me, gorgeous, and do believe I haven't even asked you your name.
Zanashi.
Well, Zanashi, please, I must take care of this, but I will return. As I said, a deal is a deal. But ladies, yes, a lady? Would you please see our honorable guest and their performer well taken care of for the evening? If they need extra rooms to stay, if unable to get anything here, please take them back to the manor. You'll see them both nod. Oh, I will be right back. It shouldn't take more than a couple of hours.
Very well. I look over to Bodar. So how much did you spend for room and board?
More than you, apparently, tonight.
More
That would be a true statement.
Yes, well, something tells me my bet will still be closer to fitting me than yours will be this evening.
Perhaps.
As I look around at the room and size her up compared to all of them.
What are you all talking about? I believe one bed should be suitable enough for one person, right?
Did you not hear the young barmaid? I have a feeling that when we get to our room, the beds are going to be made for halflings.
Oh, that's right.
Togo,
And
as
I'll-
you continue your performance, people seem to just continue to cheer and applaud as you move on to your second song and eventually your second set. Not sure how long you're willing to perform for.
2 silver room.
Yeah, so that's your call, bud.
I mean, not a very long performance. Probably maybe 3 or 4 songs in the first set, and either 3 or 4 in the second. And at the end, he'll say, "Thank you all. This has been Togo Hogpen. I've enjoyed your audienceship immensely on this beautiful stage."
I would think that 4 or 8 songs in total would take roughly about 30 minutes. So while you're performing before giving your grand exit,
Maybe 45 if I take a 10-minute break in between, the 2 sets.
okay. So what are the rest of you gonna be doing for the time?
Just sitting, enjoying the show. I've got, my staff is definitely glowing because I have to use that in order to keep the lights. Actually, no, never mind. It's not concentration once it's cast. So, yeah, I'm just slowly moving it with him as he's moving around. So, they only okay. It only lasts. So I'll be recasting it every minute or so.
I sit in my usual uptight posture, and whenever the break happens, I'll try to rush over and cleaning off surfaces, and then go back to my seat.
Valencia, you do not work here. There, you do not need to do this.
No, but I can.
If she wants to be a slave, let her be.
I don't believe slave is the appropriate term. I don't belong to anyone.
You're a slave to your own self.
I believe that's called being independent.
Call it whatever you wish.
Well, ladies, when you do have people from out of town staying, where do they normally stay where they can find full-size beds?
The lady has some quite luxurious furniture. I've seen her room. I'm surprised she doesn't get lost in her bed for days.
I just kind of look at Bodar and smile real big.
But as the lady said, if you all wish to stay there for the night, that can be arranged.
Oh no, we wouldn't want to impose.
I mean, to. I wouldn't want to dishonor the lady as such. If she extended an invitation, I wouldn't view it as imposing. And at this point, like Alencia, you'll see that like one of the halflings has kind of like gotten maybe a little oddly close to you at this point as she's kind of like scooched her stool over little bits at a time.
I don't really react or anything.
Yes, I don't think that it would be an imposement.
You definitely seem to have a very friendly town here. Everyone seems to be enjoying themselves quite a bit.
Yeah, quite, yes. Well, I would say that we're all quite friendly individuals. And treat others as you wish to be treated, yes?
I believe so, yes.
Well, I do indeed love your friend's performance. Does he provide any skill upon the road? I see that you've hired this elf to be your servant and clean up after you. And assumably, Zanashi is the one who takes out all of the forefront. Do you bring Mr. Togo along to entertain you?
Oh, when traveling on the road, there are many different things you encounter. We're currently heading south for looking for some things that have not been seen in many, many years.
Oh, did you hire this lot?
I no, myself, no, I'm not I'm merely along to see what I can find. I'm looking for more new information, new and seeing if more or less not consider myself a guiding this group to our next destination.
Hmm. I assumed that you would have hired these individuals for your own needs, but the story seems a bit more intriguing when you put it that way.
Well, yes, I mean, myself, I'm not quite in the position to do the hiring. Soon I will be. Don't you worry about that. But um, they are very, very capable, each and every one of us. And my friend here, she is no. I would not consider her a servant, more of a companion.
I can be both.
Well, then, I mean, you all made it quite clear that there were griffins at the tower. If you're all quite capable, why didn't any of you attempt to take them out?
Well, like I said, we were just passing by, and we have other things that we need to attend to. So we're traveling, and we're trying to. We have a delivery of goods. We're trying to get to. Uh, well, we need to head south to Moga and deliver these goods. So staying around with those griffins just was not safe for the moose.
And if I may add, there was nothing left to protect other than ourselves, and we would prefer not encountering any unnecessary uh, altercations. But it just seems beyond saving at this point. There was nothing left there.
I think we should stick around for a week.
Around where?
Here, of course.
A week?
I'm having fun. Out of character, long rest.
No, I get what you're saying. I got you.
I do too, but I also think probably better in a larger town. That's
Yeah, I was gonna say like one of them would have definitely suggested like while Bexley might be like a really friendly town. Uh, if you were to spend like a week in Moga, you'd probably have a bit more of what you would say, I guess, like as modern conveniences.
more things to do if you wanted to.
Yes.
More things to have access to.
Yes, and we'll see how restful one night is before we decide to stay for more
Well, I still need to meet this Walla or whatever his name is, who's supposedly better than Togo.
We can stay for a couple nights.
We'll be here for tonight and tomorrow night for the performance, and then we'll make our decision after that.
Thank you.
So Togo, after you finish your performance about at like that 45-minute mark that we had discussed, and give like your grand exit, you can make your way over and join the table if that's what you wish to do.
What'd you say? Sorry, it cut off there at the end for me. After
Oh.
my performance, head over and what?
I was saying you can join the table if that's what you wish to do.
Yeah, sure. I'll head over and sit down and introduce myself to whomever's left. I'm assuming. Did you say was Modar and the governor leaving then, or
No,
because I
just the
know they had
governor had
said that.
left. Everyone else is still at the table. Alencia, Modar, Zanashi, and then the two lady servants that she had instructed there to keep everyone company till she had returned.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I'll just come and sit down and introduce myself to the two.
Well, that was quite the performance that you put on. Quite rude of the Allens to enunciate your name incorrectly. He's not the smartest of us around here, and as you can tell, definitely not the healthiest.
Oh, it happens. It happens. As long as I was able to set the record straight at the end, it's no big deal.
I'm quite lucky. I've heard of people putting on performances that didn't go quite as well as yours, and being pummeled with rocks and fruit.
I mean, was it fresh fruit or rotten fruit? Because, like, fresh fruit I could deal with. I can deal with lunch.
I'm uncertain. Wouldn't assume the best grade of fruit, but I would be more worried about the rocks.
Yeah, rocks would be unfortunate, I gotta admit. I would hate to be pummeled with rocks due to a bad performance.
Well, quite lucky. Would definitely be, I'm sure, in Billy's performance, be quite taken by you.
Why, thank you, thank you. I always try to engage my audiences and really let people get into the experience.
Well, that you did. But it looks as everyone's goblets are getting a bit dry. Another round? On us, of course.
Of course, lady.
Alton? Yeah. Another round. Maybe something a bit stronger since it's getting a bit later in the day. Are each of you fans of whiskey, rum, uh, anything of that sort?
Not much of a drinker myself. I find that it dulls my mind.
I do some more spiced wine.
I could try some.
Well, I do believe your friend there had bought a couple of bottles. If you'd wish to throw her a couple of coin, I'm sure, but bring a bit more flavor to the table. Alan, how about a round of some of the finest berry ale and also a couple of smaller drinks for me and Amma. Yep. It's gonna be on Ulysses' tab, isn't it? Precisely. Right away. He'll waddle back over, and about 10 minutes later, bring over your drinks, setting everything down, then making his way back, grabbing the rest, and setting the rest of them down in front of, in the center of on the table. And as everyone enjoys themselves, partaking in drinks or not, about 30 minutes later is when Ulysses will kind of walk through back in the door, and you'll see her kind of wipe her forehead and let out a sigh, and then make her way back over to the table. Well, it seems that you all are still here. I've sent a couple of guards to send word to Khaled and bring back word. It should only be a couple of days. I do thank you for the warning you set forth. Quite hurt, if you will, that they didn't wish to send word. If they knew, of course.
Yes, yes. Hopefully that helps. We should probably be getting ready for bed here soon. It is getting late. We've had a long day on the road.
Yes, did you all decide to stay at the manor? I do hope so. And by the way, Mr. Tojo Hogfin, was it? There's a
Togo
grand.
Hogpen.
Oh, I'm
He
sorry.
did say his name,
That's
and I
fine.
yelled it across this room earlier when you pronounced it wrong. Get it right.
Well, I was quite taken away with the news that your friend Modar had informed me. I do apologize, and I didn't catch the end. I hope you do forgive me. I just meant to say it was a
Oh, it
grand
happened.
performance.
Thank you so much. I always appreciate it when people come and tell me what they think about my shows.
You know, performances like that here, every so often could earn you quite a bit of coin. It might be something to keep in mind.
Well, we'll be heading back here in a couple of months. Maybe we'll make a detour and stop in again, and this time or next time we can stay for a couple of days and kind of give a little bit more forewarning and set something up.
Well, that would be quite fantastic. But, and she'll kind of like nuzzle up against you, Zanashi. Did everyone decide to come back to the manor?
Oh, we're staying at a manor, eh?
Well, she did extend the offer to us to stay at her location. I wasn't sure whether or not she had bedding fit for the rest of us or not here, that are of slightly larger stature than she's used to.
Oh, here you would all be quite uncomfortable. I do insist that you come to the manor. It's the grand stone building in the center of town. You must have passed it making your way to the tavern. It's decorated as a theater and showing my love for the arts and performances as such.
Sure, I would be absolutely delighted to accept the hospitality of your home. Thank you for the invitation.
Yes, indeed. Then I guess it looks like you wouldn't happen to have a library in there, would you?
A small one, more of fictional books and things for entertainment than I'm assuming for study. You seem to carry yourself with that manner about yourself. Uh, the books I have are purely for entertainment.
Understandable. Do you have anything in town that would have books of for study? I mean, I do have my own here to work on, but if I did get bored and we were here for a few days, would you have any place where I could find perhaps some things that I would like to find or anything that I could research myself?
Unfortunately, not. The only thing of how you would say notoriety of Bexley is our music store. It has ancient lutes, violas, drums, and much more extravagant items collected from all over the world.
That's excellent. Well, no enchanters, no magic shops or anything of the sort in this town. I figured that you may have some entertainers that like to uh, partake in those types of trickery and fun.
Some dabble here and there. I mean, for myself, I'm quite gifted from the gods, following in their footsteps quite closely. They've granted me powers from each of them. But others, you might be able to find them here and there, but they don't have a shop.
Well, sounds like a wonderful town you have here. Well, whenever, if we can head back to your manor whenever you're ready.
I do have more drinks there. How about we all head out after you're all finished with what you've purchased?
And would you happen to have some place where we could keep our cart and moose?
No, but of course, I saw it when I went outside. I should have put it together that it had to have been yours. Yes, we can store that with no issue.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, the moose is a good friend of Zanashi.
Oh, you're delicate with animals as well. It's quite romantic.
Thank you, I say with a huge smile.
Well, please hurry, drink, and let's head back and relax and enjoy ourselves for the rest of the evening.
As you wish. And she'll begin to drink faster.
I want an insight checker though to make sure I'm not getting set up.
All right, roll me an insight check.
I am totally believing anything, whether it's truth or a lie.
Well, all right. After you all finish your drinks and make your way outside, you'll just kind of be met with like a little bit of that cold air, but be a little bit warmer inside of town. But once you leave that nice, comforting warmth of the tavern, making your way back outside into the climate, that like bitterness kind of like hits you a little bit abruptly. But with just like a few moments later, you can eventually make your way to the manor and be led inside. The two servants will take care of the moose in the cart for you and just take it around and like the corner kind of out of sight and take care of whatever needs to be taken care of. And as each of you make your way in, you'll be met with a few extra halfling servants inside and doing dishes and kind of cleaning up amongst the place and conversating with themselves. And but as soon as they notice Ulysses walk in the door, each of them will kind of give like a bit of a bow and Madame, ma'am, to each carry about your business. We do have company. Please start to prepare some meals. Is there anything that any of you wish? Uh, Fish, elk, anything at all.
I can offer some of my ingredients and help out in the kitchen if you wish.
Oh no! Please sit and enjoy yourself. You're a guest. Let my servants take care of that. You serve your master or masters. I'm not sure of your arrangement, but do as they command, not as I.
I am a servant, and my master is the kind people of shit, I forgot the continent. Elista. So you are much worthy of help, as is my friends here.
Well, then I order you to sit and relax.
As you wish.
And she'll kind of like snap her fingers. Drinks? And make sure the meal's ready in an hour's time.
Just looking around, are they male and female servants?
Yes, this is a mixture of males and female servants, each going about cleaning and then following the orders that she's given. You'll see some kind of like make their way to like a little hutch, and as they open it up, there's like bottles, and they'll start bringing down some of the wine bottles and pouring cups. And as others kind of like make their way into a different room, and then you begin to hear like dishes kind of like start to clatter, and a little bit of commotion from in there as they prepare the meals.
Well, now, I don't know. This is a very, very nice home you have here. Have you ventured outside of this town much?
Not too often. Only when duty calls for such a thing. Mainly stay here and find my way about to the tavern. Not much interesting things to be concerned about unless there's a performance or it's our turn at the tower.
Yes. And do you personally go to the tower when it is your turn to guard it?
I've been before in my younger days. I do have the capability of taking care of wounds and also, and she'll kind of like point to a little war hammer sitting above this like fireplace, like upon like this mantle, and be able to pack quite a wallop myself.
You mentioned runes. There was a rune on the door leading up to the second level of the tower, and that is what was preventing us from moving up there.
Well, then it seems whatever has taken over has placed traps and locks, if you will. There were no such things when I was there.
And you said you don't have any. You said you know runes. Do you have books with runes and things of that nature here so that we could maybe figure out what is in the tower?
I mean, it's not amongst my like collections, so to say. It's just more of a book that I keep with me, and it seems to give me the powers I need if I were to ever call upon them. And you'll kind of like see her get up, make her way over to like that area where the mace is on the mantle, and she'll kind of start to clear some of the things from the top of the fireplace, and then grab this book and give it a little bit of a blow, and dust will kind of fly up from it. And this right here, it's probably not what you're looking for, but it's symbols of the gods, if that helps.
Well, anything might be useful at this point. I'll grab it and start scanning through it. See if I recognize the rune and any. I guess to start with, can I read it?
Can you read halfling?
Give me a second to double check. I don't think so, but I want to double check. Where are languages in this thing?
Well, while he is looking over that, anyone else got any quick questions? While your drinks are being brought out and your food being prepared. I mean, by the way, she would have taken a a seat next to you, or at least sat down and kind of motioned for you to come join her.
Oh, I'll definitely sit with her.
Oh, uh, these drinks are quite nice. And from the smell of it, it shouldn't be that much longer till the food is prepared. I do hope that you all brought your appetites.
Oh, I definitely did.
Yeah, no, halfling is not on my list.
Yeah. Then, can you give me an investigation check at disadvantage? Because you would notice like probably some of the pictures or like the symbols. Definitely not like the written format of it, but might be able to pick up a couple things. Yeah, so when you're like looking through this, you'll immediately recognize these being symbols of the gods in more of like a religious standpoint than the symbols that you're used to with like magic and arcana. It
But I
doesn't
don't
seem
see
that it would
anything
be.
yet.
It doesn't
And nothing
seem
that
that it would be of
matches.
help. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for allowing me to look through this. And I'll hand it back to her.
It's fine. Just set it down right there. It's like she doesn't even kind of like look towards you, just paying more attention to Zanashi. So, do you all plan to stay for the performance?
I mean, we've already saw the performance, but if you mean Willie or Wally, whatever his name is, of course.
I believe Togo was hoping to be able to see the performance.
Yeah, it's always good to see other performers and see what you can learn from them and take inspiration from them, you know. Great way to expand your arts.
Yes, I do believe he would be quite taken with you, Mr. Togo. Um, I'm surprised you all haven't heard of him. He's quite famous over on the western coast.
Well,
But
I haven't managed to get out of Vala much lately. This is my furthest retreat from there so far.
I've
I'm
only
just getting to this side of the continent in general, so like I'll have to see what they say. I've not been over this region.
you'll hear the familiar voice from one of the female servants that was back at you at the tavern. Uh, Lady Denisi, will you come with me, please? I need to speak with you in private.
Yes.
No, just the lady. Please, can I borrow her for a moment?
Sure.
Thank you. Excuse us. And as they kind of like walk away, you'll see her kind of like start to like whisper to her little bits of things, and then you'll hear call out from the kitchen. Dinner is ready. Uh, Serving some boar, pork, chicken, and steak, potatoes, vegetables, fruit.
What's the difference between pork and boar? Gaminess?
A little bit, yeah.
It's at this point that Alencia, with her pent up anxiousness, sort of dashes over to the kitchen and to help serve it.
When you make your way in, you'll just see like all these like halflings with chef hats on, like preparing the meals, getting them on trays and topping them with little silver covers. And they all just kind of like look at you.
Please allow me to make children.
We'll never manage to calm her down when it comes to this, will we?
We can try.
But as Alencia kind of makes her way in, then the lady will come back and, well, it sounds that dinner is ready. Please, this way. Everyone should have the table set up. Please come.
I hope there are no troubles.
I help set down the dishes.
I don't see there to be an issue. It's just a little bit of unfamiliarity with your beast. It seems that one of my ladies has taken a little bit of an injury. I just needed to go tend to some of her wounds.
Yes, well, Zanashi has a tendency of doing things like that.
Oh, being attracted to wild beasts or kicking a little creature so hard it breaks a rib.
I suppose that'll be for you to find out later. And he'll just walk off.
Can you roll me an intimidation check, please? No, I'm just kidding. But with that, we can pick it up next week as you guys kind of enjoy your dinner and then the rest of the night. Or, I mean, if there's nothing that we need to go over, because I don't think we need to necessarily go over Zanashi's thing, and we can just kind of move on to the next day.
But yeah, no, eat and do some studying and go to bed, yeah.
Sounds like a plan for me.
Same here.
Valencia?
Hmm?
Is that okay? Just kind of like, we'll pick it up as like we fast forward till the next morning.
Oh, sorry, I was still in Alencia's head. yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So, Modar, can you give me your Arcana check and let me know how long that you're studying?
I'll probably go for like another 2 hours or so.
Okay. I mean, got a little bit more time through the night if you want to, like, continue studying. You feel that you're not too far off if you just kind of like press on for another couple of hours. This could be
No,
yours.
I'll press for whatever I feel is if I'm starting to get close, I'm definitely not going to stop because I know we're not going anywhere tomorrow, so I can sleep through the course of the day. If I start to feel like I'm getting there, I'm definitely like, it's going to be like one of those late night sessions of gaming or whatever. You don't realize it's 4 in the morning until you look up and realize it's 4 in the morning.
It's not even actually going to take you that long. You only needed 4 more hours of studying. So with it being a little bit later in like the evening and everyone kind of like enjoying their dinner, you're not having to worry about setting watch for the night, being in a fairly safe area. You can finish learning your spell, which I'm not even sure if like you've shared with the group, so I'll just leave it at that.
Cool.
After serving the dishes, she would walk over after hearing about the whole sustaining an injury thing, and will say, just so you are aware, I am experienced in medicine, so if there's someone who needs treatment, I can get it done within a minute.
Don't even worry about such a thing. I've already taken care of it. She just needs a little bit of rest. I am quite gifted in medicine, if you will, myself.
I see. Make sure she has plenty of... never mind. You have it handled. I believe you. And she'll bow and go back to her seat.
Well, let's enjoy our meals, and and get some. Well, some of us will get rest for the evening, but I will see you all in the morning. And she'll kind of like snap her fingers and point to you, Zanashi, and then like thumb over her shoulder, point towards the stairs.
And I'll just smile from ear to ear and just head that way.
And
The
that's where
Valencia
we'll
looks-
call it.
Valencia looks visibly confused by all this.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Well, with that as you guys kind of like get your rest, I real quick do believe everyone was at 1,669 experience, which seems very highly appropriate for how this session went tonight. Now,
Yeah, we were.
so with that in mind, with finding new places and then like the performance and everything given tonight, each of you take 250 experience, which should put you all at 1,919, if my math is right.
Correct.
Awesome, awesome.
All right. Well, with that, that'll be the end of our session tonight, and we will look to pick it up next week as you guys are inching ever closer towards level 4 and finding out a bit more information with what's going on with this tower, and I guess kind of inching your way south to Raisk, you know, a bit steadily. But with that, if there's any change in the schedule or anything anyone needs to take off next week, please just let me know, and then we'll go from there. Anyone got anything
Actually,
to shout out?
I was gonna say I may or may not have a conflict next week. I'll let you guys know as we get closer to it. But
Okay. Well, I will keep everyone informed as such with the schedule. If you check my schedule on Twitch, you'll see that I have all the game times at least roughly close. We may not start exactly on time, and we may not end exactly on time, but it's a rough estimate, I'll say. If everyone just checks there, I'll try to keep that up to date. But if we do have the session canceled, I'll probably just stream Divinity. So, have something up.
okay, and I will let you guys know. But
Anyone got anything to shout out?
I mean, I hope everybody enjoyed the session. And you can find my games at Clue DM, either on Twitch or on YouTube.
Anybody else?
And
I think yeah, we had a good time tonight. We'll have a good time tomorrow. I think we've got some new characters that should be popping in for tomorrow night's game, so it'll be fun.
Yes, the only two remaining original from Tomb of Annihilation, where Clue is the DM. Tomorrow night, 7 to 10 Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. My character pretty much just gave up, what would you say, Clue? Probably about 1,000 gold, if not more, worth of stuff to save his brother?
Oh, yeah, easily. I mean, you left his bag of holding and everything that was in it behind. You left your weapon behind, your bag with your gold. I mean, you left a lot of stuff behind.
I made a good RP decision.
Oh, yeah.
But nonetheless, it should be a good time tomorrow. As Pistol said, we have some new characters being introduced, and we'll see what else. It's going to be very interesting, to say the least. But with that, everyone have a good night. I appreciate everyone that came back and continues to watch each of the sessions. Appreciate that very much. Music tonight by Sword Coast Soundscapes. The map and the map assets by 2 Minute Tabletops. Here's one a Discord channel to promote D&D streamers and mainly DMs and putting out their Twitch channel. And Little Goblin Mage for character art and portraits. Well, with that, everyone have a good night and hope to see some of you all tomorrow. If not, check the schedule below. See you throughout the week. Bye.
See you.